You gave her everything. You were loyal, successful, driven, played this game of happy wife, happy life. And in the end, she calls you controlling. She calls you abusive. She calls you manipulative. She even calls you a narcissist. And so in this video, we're going to talk about why she would do that and to see if you actually are one. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you how to get out of the situation so you can step back into your power and change your identity from this guy who feels weak and abused and powerless to this guy who absolutely is a savage in his life and going after what he actually wants. My name is Ed Baxter, and I help guys in betrayal situations. The process of being with a woman for 50 years or a woman that you're dating is pretty much the same. For us, it's just science. Because we know the patterns, we know the solutions. It's not that complicated. You have to make a commitment for yourself. That's what it means to be in Soul Seducer program. That's what it means to work with me directly. So that you can learn to handle your emotions, so you can learn to see right into a woman's soul and seduce her from within, to create this garden that she can actually thrive in. We'll get you to that place where you make the right decision for you and your children. A woman will never call a weak man a narcissist. She calls a powerful man a narcissist. Why? Because he has agency. He does what he wants. He has power in his life and he takes what he wants and he goes after what he desires. And so from her perspective, she can now label you as a narcissist. He doesn't care about me, he only cares about himself. We only do what he wants to do. Everything is always about him. And the thing is that you're just a guy chasing after your dreams. You're going and making shit happen in the world. And so you invite her along and you want her to be a part of that process. But when things don't go the way she wants, she has to now label you as the guy that it's all about you all the time. And you're like, well, it was never about me all the time. And so what's going on here? What she's trying to do is reframe you as somebody who doesn't care. If she can reframe you as somebody who doesn't care, then now the games of guilt, shame, and manipulation can now get embedded into your mind. In this place, you want to make your wife happy. You want to give her what she wants. You want to help her become more. And you want to be able to get her to this place of being calm and relaxed. And as men, this is what we want to do for our wives. But when she starts playing this game of she says you're a narcissist and you only care about yourself, what she's trying to do is reframe everything to make it sound like you can do no right. And then she'll back it up on the other side of this and say, yeah, you don't even see it. You can't even tell you're a narcissist. That's how you know. You're just too dumb, too dense to really understand what's going on. You're heartless, you're uncaring. And when you start believing this, instead of believing that you know intrinsically that you're a good person trying to do good things for her, you start believing her narrative that somehow you're broken, that somehow you going forward and trying to help her out in some way is only about you, then you start to buy into her frame. And when she's able to do that, she's able to reframe you. Now she can start inserting all the guilt and shame. When you stop playing all her games, she'll say you're emotionally unavailable. When you stop doing what she wants to do all the time, she'll call you arrogant. And when you start to hold her accountable, she'll start calling you emotionally abusive. I can't tell you the number of times I've seen online, seen the comments and videos and stuff, the woman will say, hey, he was emotionally abusive. And then the guys who are smart will be like, yeah, he just held you accountable. So now he's emotionally abusive because he stood up for himself. And so this is the common tactic that narcissists themselves will use to try to take down powerful guys. The second reason she might call you a narcissist is she needs to justify leaving. She needs to justify leaving by villainizing you. If she can say that you're the narcissist and she can rewrite your history, which she will do before she leaves you, or if she's having an affair on you, she will rewrite your entire history. She'll say we were never good together, he was emotionally abusive, he was a narcissist, he was toxic. And what she does, this elicits sympathy from other people. When she can elicit sympathy from other people, then what she does, she paints herself into this corner where it's like she has no choice but to leave you. And so she spreads this narrative that you're this horrible, toxic, abusive narcissist. And now everybody is now sympathizing with her and on her side. In this way, she doesn't have to look at all of her faults. She doesn't have to look at all the things that she sabotaged and ruined in the relationship because, oh, he's a narcissist, so you got to get the hell out of there. He must be emotionally abusive. And this is the game that she's playing. If she can label you as a narcissist to everybody else, then she paints herself into this corner where she has to leave you and she can justify leaving you. She can even justify having an affair on you. She can justify anything that happens in the house. She can say, well, I just got so angry because I just couldn't take the abuse anymore. And so this is the game that she's playing. And when you wrap into this, and when you start playing into her games, so again, this is all about her trying to escape accountability. The third one is it's just a power move. If you're a weak guy and she wants to leave you and she wants to justify leaving you, then what she can do is she can label you this narcissist. And if she can bend your reality, the way that you see yourself, you'll start questioning who you are. You'll start questioning what your motivation is in life. And what you'll do is you'll try to be even more of a good person. You'll try to do even more. And all she has to do is throw this label of narcissist around, and then she'll say, hey, I need you to jump, and you'll say, how high? I don't want to be this narcissistic guy. I want to show her that I love her and care about her. And the fact that it is you've been doing this entire time, Or maybe you come to her and you want some sort of accountability. You're like, hey, can you tell me what's going on? Why have you been up late at night texting all the time? Why did you come home so late last night? What's going on? She's like, oh, it's all about you, isn't it? It's always about you and all of your problems. Can't you see that, like, I got other things going on? And she'll deflect. So when you start getting on target, she'll start to deflect and she'll start throwing these extreme accusations at you. And that's how you know they're just manipulative moves, because they're extreme accusations and they'll be peppered with all kinds of generalities. She won't tell you specifically how you're being a narcissist. She won't tell you specifically about how you're selfish. She won't tell you specifically what you're doing wrong, because if she tells you specifically what you're doing wrong, then you'll know how to fix it. And she doesn't want you to fix it. She wants to keep the label on you. And the more she can keep that label on you and the longer you believe it, the more she keeps you under control. And this is the problem that they run into, is that when they start labeling you a narcissist, you do one thing, which is you click a video like this. You go look up what a narcissist is. And then you start doing your own research. You start finding out that, oh, hey, wait a minute. I do a couple of these things, but holy shit, she's the narcissist. How did we get here? And so you'll find that manipulative people always accuse you of everything that they're doing. You even see this in politics all the time. One side's always doing exactly what they accuse the other one of doing. And so you find this happens in your relationship too. She'll accuse you of cheating or looking at other women. She'll accuse you of being a narcissist or being selfish. Then on the other side of that, if you actually watch her behavior and not look at her words, not listen to her words, but you watch her behavior, you'll find that she's doing all the things she's accusing you of doing. And so manipulative people, they do not want to show their hand. You'll go into this conversation with her constantly about, hey, can't you see how that's affecting people? Hey, why are you guilting me? Why are you shaming me? And they'll just deny all of it, because the manipulator will never show their hand. Because if they show their hand, then they can see that you understand the game that they're playing. And so they will never, ever admit to what they're doing. They'll just keep doubling down on it. And then they'll keep deflecting, and keep landing it on you, trying to make you out to be the bad guy. And they'll keep throwing hundreds of things at you, hundreds of scenarios, bad things that you've done. And they're looking for any one of these things to stick. And they'll emotionally escalate the conversation to keep you engaged. And so the solution to all of this stuff is walking away with indifference. If she wants to call you a narcissist, so be it. You don't care. If she wants to go out there and tell people what's up with you and all these horrible things you're doing, who cares? All you need to do is move forward and rise. Your best revenge is massive success and indifference. So she cannot stand you not paying attention to her. She cannot stand you rising up and having a great life without her. In fact, she wants to take credit for everything good that's happening in your life. And when you cut her out and you cut off all of the attention, she has to do anything she can to scramble for it. She'll do negative things. She'll call you out on things. She'll call you. She'll make up scenarios. She'll call you abusive. She'll just make up whatever she has to do to get you back emotionally engaged, because she knows if she can keep you emotionally engaged, then on some level she's got a handle on you. She's got a lever that she can pull to make you move. And so the easiest one that they can do is to piss you off, to get you angry and frustrated and upset. And I see this happen time and time again. You'll have a guy who's left his ex. His ex will be this raging narcissistic woman. And I know these people in real life too. I've been around this all my entire life, and what he'll do is he'll get away from her. And then she'll keep insinuating herself into situations where he's involved, and he'll just piss him off. And he'll text her, why are you here? What are you doing here? I'm like, dude, you're playing right into her game. All she wants to do is destabilize you. All she wants to do is just prove that she matters to you in your life. If you really want to get revenge on your narcissistic ex, ignore the hell out of her. Block her out of your life. Be uninteresting. Be this person who just gives her absolutely nothing. And then on the other side, you rise and rise and rise. Why? Because she wants to be around the power. She wants to be around the significance. And you rising means you're significant. And when you cut her out and she can't be a part of what's happening, you just ignore her completely, she realizes that she missed the party. Because a narcissist can't really create anything on their own. They can't create an entire amazing and awesome life on their own. They have to pull it from other people. They have to get significance from other people. They have no self-worth. And so they have to pull it from you. And they pull it from you by getting your time and attention and your emotional availability. And so when you cut this away from them, they don't have a source. And they have to have a source for this somewhere. And so they'll just leave you and go focus on somebody else. And they'll try to get it on their own. And you sitting here trying to have these conversations with her, trying to convince her that she's wrong, or trying to convince her how she's treating you, and trying to elicit sympathy from her and try to elicit her to be a good person, it's all wasted. The only thing the narcissist listens to is consequences. So you have to become a powerful guy who has consequences. And the consequence is you lose my time and attention. And if she messes around too much, yeah, you may even have to get a restraining order against her. In fact, I found that that works out very well against narcissistic ex. You put the restraining order out, she'll leave you alone. I mean, she'll still talk badly about you to anybody who'll listen because she needs some sort of significance. She needs to elicit sympathy from somebody else. She needs to always be the victim. She needs other people to pour into her constantly because she can't pull it from herself. She cannot find value in being alone and being with herself. So she has to pull it from everybody else around her. And so the quickest way to get around any kind of manipulation is become the guy who doesn't give a fuck what other people think. And that can be a process. This means that you have to learn to self-validate. This means that you have to be this guy who can pour into himself, who can deal with his own psychology, who can boost himself up even when everything is down. And so in my counsel, the subject that we were talking about the other day was not only do you need to rip out all the approval seeking from the women in your life, or in other words, I don't need my wife's approval, I don't need sex from her, I don't need anything from her. Those are all nice pleasantries, but I'm not a slave to these things that women can give me. From this place, I can now stand in power. I can now walk away because there's nothing that I'm a slave to that she can give me. In other words, I'm not addicted to anything that she has. And this breaks the codependency cycle there. Not only that, but you have to be able to move forward and stay in positivity even if your business is crashing. And this takes a rare type of guy, but if you can do this in both of these areas, your life is a magical place. This is a place that you want to be. And so the whole purpose of what I do is identity transformation. This is all we do here at Genuine Attraction. Take you from this guy who's feeling weak and pathetic and feeling like he's losing all the time and turning you into the guy that this never happens to again. Because these are all solvable problems, but what has to happen is there has to be an identity shift within you. You have to start becoming a different kind of guy. The guy that you are now has to die. He has to go away. And we have to bring you into a new land where you are a new guy. And that's the whole purpose of the Soul Seducer program. It teaches you to seduce from the soul, to be a different kind of guy. Again, this kind of guy who can then not need the approval from any woman in his life. He doesn't need the sex from women in his life. And ironically, he gets plenty of it. If you can be that guy, and then in the game of business, you can let go of the need for that validation of the business, let go of that need for that cash, ironically, it starts to come to you. And this is a truly free man. And so if you're running into a situation where you're dealing with narcissism, you're dealing with a woman manipulating you all the time, maybe she's cheating on you, maybe you don't know how to turn things around, the first step is you have to make your identity shift from this guy who is weak and has no boundaries to this guy who absolutely goes out there and gets what he wants in the game of love and relationships. But that takes some work. And so if you've been in a manipulative relationship, if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you were in one and you were labeled a narcissist. That's why you clicked on this video. And so the whole game there is you are still seeking approval from women. On some level, you still need their approval. You still need it mainly through sex and validation. And so if she's still loving you, if she's still having sex with you, on some level, you're like, at least I'm doing something right. And the problem with this is you try to give to her all these things so that she'll elicit this love from you. You try to give her all these things so that you can elicit love from her. And so you play this game of, if I am just this guy, if I give her these gifts, if I give her this time, this attention, if I get her the housekeeper, if I get her the nanny, if we go on these vacations, if I get her the Gucci bag, she's going to love me forever. And you find out that the more you do this, the less you get. And you're like, this isn't the game that I wanted to play. How did I get to this place where I was this powerful, awesome dude who had a lot of agency in his life, who was absolutely dominating in the game of business, and women were after me all the time. But then I got with this woman, and slowly over the years, I became this people-pleasing wuss bag. Like, how did that happen? It's this slow thing that happens to guys. It's like the lobster in the pot. As the temperature rises slowly over time, he turns red and he's dead. And so for you, if you fall in that place, you find yourself in this place now where you're weak and you have no control, no agency in your relationship, and your wife doesn't really want you. She doesn't really give you any kind of respect, and obviously because there's no respect, she cannot be attracted to you. You find yourself in this place where she doesn't love you anymore. I mean, she loves you as a person, sure, but she's not in love with you, which means that she doesn't have that feeling of attraction and infatuation with you. And to a guy, we don't want to be in that place. A guy who's actually performing and crushing it in his business, his wife says that she's not in love with him anymore, she's unhappy. We feel exploited. We immediately go to, oh, I'm just a paycheck to you. Oh, so you're going to go fuck this other guy, but I'm just a paycheck to you. And so this creates massive rage within you, as it should, because that's not the game. You've been betrayed on multiple levels, financially, spiritually, physically, emotionally. And so you're like, this woman betrays you, and how do you turn this around? And this is where you get to your lowest point ever. You realize that the guy that you've been operating as is no longer serviceable. That guy cannot live anymore. That guy has to die, because that guy doesn't work anymore. That guy who you became does not work anymore. That guy who had the savagery early on in the relationship, there was some working things there, but obviously he wasn't buttoned up properly because he fell into this place of weakness. He fell into this place of happy wife, happy life, and let me just chase her affection, let me just chase her love, let me just chase her sex. And in this place of chasing all these things, you lose yourself. You become what everybody else wants, and you lose who you are intrinsically inside. And so for you, you know you'll be all right. You're a savage in business. You'll make it happen. You'll make whatever happen. But the thing is it doesn't have to take that long. In fact, you can turn this around in just a couple of days. It just requires the right transformation and the right process. And the right process is to become a soul seducer. You become a soul seducer when you learn to seduce your own soul by creating a seductive life. And from this place, we can now feel into her, and we can see what's going on with her, and we can speak to the woman inside. We can speak to the better part of her, not this crazy lunatic woman who's trying to manipulate you all the time. And in fact, soulmates are created by you creating a fantastic garden for her to thrive in. Your job's not to make her happy. Your job is to hold the line for leadership in your family and create this garden. And that's the whole purpose of the Soul Seducer program, to turn this around as fast as possible so you can get back into your life and start doing some big dick shit again. Because I know if you had that at your side, you had this woman who was completely devoted to you, desired you sexually all the time, and appreciated you every single day, how much faster could you go? How much further could you build your business? What kind of legacy could you leave for your children? What kind of example could you show them for their own intimate relationships moving forward in their lives? That's the whole purpose of this. If you were once a savage, you want to become a savage again, but now we're going to take it to this game of love. You want to absolutely dominate that area like you're dominating in business. Check out Soul Seducer. It's in the description below. These are the guys that I work with. I only work with those type of guys. I don't work with the guys who were never in power before. I do have some stuff for you. If you've never been in your power and you're trying to figure that out, that's a little bit longer process. We have some stuff for you too. That's also in the link in the description below. But if you're that kind of guy who was a savage at one point in your life, and maybe you are still a savage in your business, and you want to just have it all in your life, you're tired of playing this game, of playing this small game with everybody else, you want to absolutely dominate in this game of love, and you want to accelerate it in your business, then check out Soul Seducer. Brother, I love you. If you're dealing with narcissism, it's a special kind of game. It's difficult, but you can do it. I believe in you, and you have to tap into your indomitable spirit, and you have to be the hero here. Because nobody's going to come to save you, and you know this already. But I have the tools for you. Just stick around. Anyways, if you like this video, hit like. I'll see you in the next one.